Okay guys, so this is my second video tonight. Sitting here watching Madfish Diva with her Thursday live stream and really enjoying that while I was uploading a video of this tank, which should be posted now just before this one. And I hear water running and I think, is it on the TV? What's the noise? Had already stripped this bed off and was doing laundry. This little Toby on his pad, about to get a full bath. Came over here and of course this was full of large fish, and what you guys have seen, my severums and so forth, and there's still one little fish in here to catch, one long little those guys, I can find him there, rainbow cichlid, and I think that's everybody, but this was pouring out both corners, under the bottom there, this end really heavy. You can see the water. There's just a pond of water here under the bed. So I began to scoop water, and I ran to the closet and got my tub that probably is 30-35 gallons and jerked it out. I'm not going to go all the way in there, and dumped out all those old things in it that are garbage, things I'll never wear again, etc. Little Rico has found a nice bed on it during all the excitement. Brought the tub back over here, began to scoop water in it with specimen containers, and at the same time got a siphon and got that set up to go in it, and noticed, you can see the water there, I think it's a good 1/4 inch deep. This floor is not that even in here, so yeah, you can see where things floated from under the bed. The dirt came out. So I'm coming through here with fish, and I think that the bucket shouldn't be feeling as wet as it does, and lo and behold, it had ruptured. So, and all the way down. I first thought it was just up there, but tried it a second time and it either ruptured all the way. So that reduced me to buckets. So after many trips with buckets, and of course I could only carry one at a time, I did get all the fish except that one out in here in the 180, and I'm not very happy that I had to put them in here because it's still sitting on the pallet that was made for it to ship on, and I don't really know if it has adequate support, so I only filled it about 1/3, maybe a little over the 1/3 of the way. So I brought things in that should have beneficial bacteria on them. Some of the fish are pretty diced up from fighting to get out. I tried to be as calm and as collected and slow as I could, but you know, with water visibly falling, I mean like draining it with a python, and at the same time I was filling this. So this is about half tank water, maybe 1/3, and some fresh water. So they've got two large sponge filters that came from their tank. They've got their plastic plants, they've got their real wood, they've got a couple of intake sponge filters. I didn't even have time to rinse this out. There's, you see cat hair floating around in it, because the cats like to get in here and play the last couple of months. This is still a work in progress. What I think I'm going to do is the bucket that we saw in there sitting in the floor with rocks in it, I'm going to bring the large rock that's still in the tank and lay it very carefully down in this tank. And the bucket of rocks I'm going to sit down in here, fill with water, and clip this onto, which it doesn't go all the way down anyway. The tidal will, and that's why I've got two tidal 110s to put on this. So, but just to save the beneficial bacteria on here and not move it tonight, I'm going to sit it down on the edge of a bucket filled with water and the rocks. So that's my hope. Got a heater, got a wave maker there that I stole from the 125 over here, but they still have the big wave maker there, so they're fine. So, fun and games. I've got a light up here that's probably going to be, this is one of the lights off the tank right here, and that's what we see reflected. It's half of, that was half of the 55, that direction, this direction. So I've got one of those up there. I am going to tape that on both sides just to stabilize it. I know my cats all too well. Of course, I'm going to turn it off at bedtime. This is the light that I bought used when my LFS closed down, and I have two of these. Where's my hand? Two of those. So I may go ahead and plug one of those up too, but I'm thinking I'll just pull that off for the night. It's not plugged in now. And they probably are enjoying the lower light just so they can see to eat later. But yeah, it's pretty cool seeing all these big fish carried by bucket in here. So Toby's wanting his bath. Hear him in there. So yeah, so far they all look good. I did remember to squirt some prime in here. I didn't squirt it, I measured it out. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit more to be on the safe side. No pun intended. Safe. But yeah, they haven't lost all their color. I mean, it's coming back. They're okay. I just hope that there was nothing in this tank that I didn't have time to rinse out or wipe out. I just didn't have time. The tank basically blew the front out. So, and that's the tank that I'm going to use for the blue tongue. So I'm going to go ahead and keep draining it out. Get my gravel in a bucket to sit in here too. I called the cabinet maker. Here's my friend Zach, and he said, "Oh no, the tank would be the rack would be ready tomorrow, but that won't help tonight." And he offered to bring me over several big tanks, and I had already done this, so I said no. He said it should be okay sitting like it is on what it is. So, an exciting evening. Never had a tank bust. I've had one leak before, but never one bust. And I don't know if we can see under there or not. Oh wow! See how far that is off the end. No, actually, it's sitting on wood out to there, so I think that's safe. I think it's well supported. So I'm going to go ahead and relax a bit. This has been like a 2-hour ordeal. And then go ahead and cut this wrapping and cardboard off so we can get a better look at what's going on. First, get that beneficial bacteria circulating there to save it, because that's going in the titles to be divided. So yeah, the moral of this story is make sure your emergency equipment isn't brittle and rotten. I probably had that tub 20 years or more. I probably brought it from Florida back to Tennessee with me, so when I needed it, it failed me. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully tomorrow night or next day I have this up on the cabinet and have the fish in it and have some aquascaping done. Thanks again for watching, and it's just amazing that those fish were all quarter size. Thanks guys. Good night.